Greetings and welcome back to SmartWatchTix.com. Zeblaze has returned with the Stratos 2 Ultra. This is the Ultra in their line, rugged outdoor GPS smartwatch. Hashtag brave your adventure. Why not, huh? Here you go. Look at all of the stuff they have to say about it, but I know you want to see the watch, so let's unbox it. Inside, we've got a really nice looking, really large adventurer's watch. It's going to use the GloryFit Pro app. Little cover on here. Little highlight of color over here. Says GPS on it. Wow, nice. Got good rubberized removable bands. There's a cover on the back. All of your sensors in here. Almost looks like a vinyl record on there. Where can you get this puppy? Directly from Zeblaze's official AliExpress store. This is the Abyss Black. They also have it in silver. About $75 or so, but check the show notes. I usually have a good coupon discount. It's also available directly from Banggood at a slightly lower price even, currently under flash deal. There are specs galore. I'm going to just tell you some highlights as we go through it. You have an Ultra HD AMOLED screen display. It's fully certified to the MIL-STD 810H specification, which means this is going to be one rugged watch. We're actually going to do some thermal stress testing using this new Thermal Master miniature thermal camera at the end of the video, so stick around for that part as well. For 500 milliamp hour battery. What else have we got? Dimensions, GloryFit Pro. Here's your health features. Fills up the whole page. You'll see all these lifestyle features. And then, just for the heck of it, if you are interested, here are all 170 sports on the sports features of the Zeblaze Stratos 2 Ultra GPS smartwatch. I'll let you take a look at that. Yeah, I'm sure your sport's there. All right, let's move on. In the box deeper, you've got a little thing here. Says that there's a charging wire, and there is. It's a little 2-port connector, magnetically coupled. Not strong enough to hold this heavy watch, but it'll get the job done. There's your speakers for the phone calling and the music player, and then way in the top is the actual box with the manual, and oh, look at that, a screen protector as well as in there. Anything else? That's it. And you got a whole manual on it. Wow, when did you ever have to think that you'd have to have a manual for your watch that's so thick, like running in a car? Here's all the buttons, their definitions, and oh, that's an air pressure hole. That's what that is. And microphone are on the back over there. Touch screen controls, your charging, how you maneuver on the screen. There's GPS usage, and you tie it in with the app so it can download the stuff that you need to get the GPS accuracy up. And there's the QR code for doing that. Getting into the app. We do list the apps in the show notes with a link directly to the Google Play Store, so recommend you use that for downloading the app. Unbinding, notes, FCC stuff, and that's the end of the English. Then we're into other languages. Yeah, let's have some fun with this one. Okay, let's hit the select button. We'll give this one a whirl. Takes it a little while to fire up. In the meantime, you can see we have a sport button, select, and back. There we go, Zeblaze, and there is one of the stock faces. Now you say, wait a minute, it's on there sideways. Well, yes it is, because if you wear it on your wrist and you twist your wrist to see the time, oh look, it's in the always on mode. Look at that, you're looking at it exactly the right way. I love this watch face. This is a great one. There's a whole bunch of other ones. We'll get to those. When you slide down, you got a variety of controls in here. Bluetooth calling connection and music streaming capability. Your overall brightness. Lots of nits on this one. That's full brightness. Completely changes the color on the camera. And there's all the way down dim. We'll run it at just one mark up. This activates twist your wrist to see the time. There's your power level, a built-in flashlight that's, of course, super bright. It makes it maximum brightness when it turns that on. And your settings, which we'll get into. Slide over, and you have other things in here. I have contoured this to my liking. You can change it to yours, and we'll see that with the plus key. This allows you to set up the always-on display. And you saw it briefly there. My favorite one is this one. It's got analog and digital, but you have some other selections. There's a different style. Now, these are the ones that come up when you have your main watch face time out. Because it's an AMOLED screen, these are low power because they're only using a dim white against mostly black. Here's straight analog. This one I like too. It's a fun, simple one. Dates way back to the early Android watches. That was what was used on those for their always-on display. Some digital ones with date, temperature. Here's a fun sideways one, like the watch face we just looked at. And I think we've made our way full circle back to this one. I'm going to pick this one as a different one for you to see. But anyway, you can get to that if you install that particular icon. This one allows you to change your display duration, how long it'll take to time out, from 5 to 60 seconds. 15, 10, 15 seems to be pretty good for our reviews. We've got also this one, which is a cover lock. When you cover the watch, it will turn it off and bring it up into either off or your always-on display. And that's a fun one to work with too. So you can incorporate all these different ways of managing your watch. This one is a stopwatch built into it, and it'll run in the background. And I just added that one in here for fun. Do not disturb. And when you come in here, these are all the ones you have currently installed in the order you have them installed. And these are additional controls that you could add if you want to. Very, very rich in its capability to customize. That's just swiping down. Go over to the right, you get notifications sent from your phone if you have any set up for that. When you go up now, you get into this page that has all kinds of different things, all integrated into one. This is the step count, calories burned, distance traveled. There's a music player, which if you have that set up, you can instantly go into it. Now, heart rate, blood oxygen, stress, weather, alarms, all of these little cards here relate to the full apps, and you can go into any of them. For example, sleep. When you get in here now, you'll get more detailed information, and you can go even deeper to get your overall sleep chart with awake, REM, light, deep sleep, and more information beyond that as well. The breakdown by the nightly hours spent in those, and any nap data that you may have. And that came just simply from touching here. So I really recommend that you just kind of scroll up and down on your watch. You don't really need to go anywhere else. Workout records. Ladies, there's your cycle information if you set that up. Now this watch, being an adventurer's watch, has a barometric sensor inside of it. So it'll give you your barometric reading, barometric pressure, and your altitude in meters, I believe, above sea level. And you can, of course, calibrate all of that. There's the stopwatch, again, running in the background. You got different countdown timers, world clock. If you've set that up and activated it, it'll show you the time and the different cities that you've had. And then you can move these around or delete them or add to them if there are others. This has absolutely everything shown in here. And that you got to by swiping up. Okay. Going over to the left now, we get into the full app drawer, which is shown in list mode right now. You got your calling, which is where you have contacts, call logs, and your keypad that you can place a Bluetooth call. Need to be paired to your watch for that. Built-in speaker and microphone. There's the speaker holes. Usually the microphone's a hole somewhere on the other side. Oh, wait a minute. There's some more holes. That could be the speaker. I don't know. We'll have to play with the music player is what I usually do to test the audio. Where were we? Over here. Okay, that's toggling off and on. That swipe got us over there, and that was call logs. Your daily activity, we already saw it, but now you see it in more detail. Show more. There's circles for the past several days, I guess. Calories, steps, and distance by the hour. so you can expand and see more detail if you're interested in that particular category. Workouts now, we'll get to that when you press this button here. These are the different things that you can do for routines and activities, and 170 of them. That's what I showed you on that big long piece of paper, right? Workout records now. These are actual workouts that you do. And I've been loving this watch, so I've been playing a lot with it. When you have it with something like running, walking, cycling that invokes distance that can be tracked by GPS, it'll turn on the GPS module, and you can get all that data. Here's your total time, distance traveled and such, average speed, highest altitude. It's tricky to slide it. It goes in sections, so you have to kind of flip it from section to section. There's, what's this? Cumulative loss in altitude, I believe. Average heart rate, max and minimum. There's your zones that you're in. And then there's the route. That's the actual GPS chart. Not against the map, unfortunately, but it shows you the route. And then it says go back to the app for more information. Here's another one just to show you basically about an hour's worth. And that's what the chart looks like on that one. You track for your GPS recording. Next, you got heart rate. And again, you get this card that shows you your heart rate and your resting heart rate have been computed if you've had it overnight. That's about it on that one. Sleep, we took a look at that one already. Blood oxygen now is an area where you got your 24-hour blood oxygen report. And then you got some settings that you can go in here. You can do automatic blood oxygen measurement. You can change the frequency. You can have an alert if you have low blood oxygen. So middle of the night, maybe you get a vibration or something if it seems that it's dropped down too low. So those are available in the blood oxygen. Get into stress. Now, I only have one reading because I just checked it before doing this, and I forgot to turn on the switch for 24-hour stress monitoring. Sorry about that, but it would look like the blood oxygen. You'll have a chart here showing you your high and low range of stress monitoring at that point. You can start a measurement by pressing right there, and it'll give you your stress number up at the top. The music player. This is always fun. So I have some music queued up on the phone. It's paired to the watch. The watch has got the volume up, and we're ready to go. Let's give it a whirl. All right. Now the music's coming out of the watch. It looks like the speaker's up here, but I can't cover them to mute it. That's, like I said, the microphone most likely for Bluetooth calling. But nice rich sound. Clear, clean, and good and loud. And after music player, there's your Siri or Google Voice Assistant, weather in your area, and when I tap on that, I can show you your location is at the very top, but it's showing you a lot. Your temperature, your UV index, humidity, air quality. This is your forecast for the next several hours. And then you get into your forecast for the next several days. Really nice. Very, very nice implementation of weather on this one. Beloved compass, here we go. I'm going to do calibration and show you that later because it turns out some of my rings have magnetic capability that throws compasses off. So I'm going to take the rings off when we actually play with the compass. Barometric pressure. Again, you get the reading, you get the altitude, and you can calibrate it if you want to. And then you can track how you're doing going up and down. Breathing exercises are in this. You can set the duration and pace, depending on if you've been working out or already relaxed. World clock, set all that stuff up in the app. Notifications, yes, the stopwatch is running. You can do lap times if you want to on this as well, and then you can come back into it, and they'll still be there. And it's even got a little second hand running around like the old traditional stopwatches, pocket watches. Alarms and timers, a little calculators built into this with decent-sized digits on it. Give you nice, good reading, and easy to use, very, very easy. Remote shutter for taking pictures using your phone. The flashlight we showed you, you find your phone. Ladies, your cycle information, when you go actually into it, it shows you in detail where you are, and then you can go forward and find out what's looking like in the future if you want to as well. You set all that up initially in the app. And then settings, remember I mentioned we go into it when we pulled down at the very beginning of this video. Here's where we can change the watch faces. We looked at that one. That's a really fun one. Here's another digital one. This is kind of a flip card style. These are just the thumbnails. I'm going to land on a couple of them for you. This one I like. That's got a lot of information in it. Really packed. It shows you the fine resolution of the screen for this particular watch. Really, really good. So we can also change these by simply pressing and holding. And then sliding, of course. We looked at these sort of. I want to show you some custom ones I brought in. You guys into astrology? You know the astrological chart starts over here with Aries, Taurus, and so forth, all the way around the zodiac, and then the symbols on the inside. Found this watch in their app store, or their watch store on the app, and downloaded it just to show you. Kind of crazy. I haven't seen anything like that before. I got another interesting one here. You can download 2 from all of them. This is an owl, and I really like that one at night, integrated with the blue on the side. Can you see all of that? It just stands out on this particular watch. So you've got all of the different watch faces in the overall settings, and you can select the different languages, follow the app, or if you turn that off, you'll get a peek at what the actual app's languages are that are supported in the watch. And there are quite a few. Yeah. I don't have a knob to turn to show you, so I have to go back to my old way of scrolling, which I'm so used to. The always-on display, we showed you that. We can change to a different one if you'd like. You want to do a digital one for fun? How about that one? Next time it times out, you'll see that. Display and brightness, you can change the overall brightness, twist your wrist to see the time. This is fun. It will automatically switch watch faces for you each time you light up the watch. So let's turn that on so you can get a look at what the watch faces look like across the board. And that was all in here, sound and vibration. Now you want to make sure you go in here if you're going to do things like the music player, and make sure media audio is turned on and silent mode is turned off. It's really buried, and if you don't turn that on and its default is off, you won't be able to stream music or podcasts or stuff from your phone, and you think it's broken, but it's not. That's all in the sound and vibration. Themes are just the different ways you can see all of the listing of your apps. I'm doing it in list mode, but you have all the different styles like there. You can set a password, set the date and time, although it'll pick it up automatically from your phone. Your sports recognition now is cool. You turn this on, it's going to drain the battery a little bit because it's always monitoring you. But if you break out into a run or walk or cycling, whatever sports it will actually track, it will pick all of these things up for you and begin recording it for you automatically. Very, very nice. The bottom key setting, that's this one now. You can select what you would like it to do. Heart rate, stress, you can make calls from it. You could do the music player if you want to, or your voice assistant. A lot of folks do that. Remember, sporting is up here. So compass down here is what I've set to have those two integrated right across from each other. Stopwatch is another good one for down there. Even flashlight, if you want a quick access to the flashlight, you could program that button for it. And that's what you do there. Here's that cover lock, which we already saw when we went through the pull-down menu, but there it is in the settings. The basic QR code, and it lights up really, really bright. This is for pairing the watch when you're first getting started. And then your system menu, restart, power off, and reset. Guys, I recommend 2 things you do when you get any smartwatch. Charge it all the way up first. Make sure to calibrate it so when it runs down, it's accurate. Charge it all the way up, and then reset the watch before you do anything. And let it just clean everything out in case it had an upgrade or something along the way. There, you saw the always off watch face there. Just do the reset. and about it's saying that it is the Stratos 2 Ultra. And now when we bail out of here, we're back into that watch face. Turn it off, turn it back on. It's supposed to change to a different watch face for us, but it's not doing that. Anyway, you've seen them all in here already. The last thing, again, now we're going to do the compass. When I press this, it gets in here. Let me calibrate it and get ready for it. There we go. I'm going to show you a couple of things with the compass. First of all, I'm sitting in the north, and it's highly accurate, as long as you're not around things that are magnetic. You also have your altitude and your barometric pressure displayed along with your compass direction. Now that's fine and dandy in and of itself as an active compass, but I want to take you into the workouts and pick something, an outdoor run, let's say, and it's going to take it a little while. It's going to acquire the GPS. I'm indoors, so it's going to take a little longer. I'll be back as soon as it's ready. There we go. Now you're getting my heart rate reading here because I got my fingers over the sensor and it's ready to go. So I'm going to start. Gives you a 3, 2, 1 countdown. All of these work pretty much the same, but the ones that invoke the GPS have this extra special little thing. So you've got this. You can slide over here and play the music through your music player and come back and look at all of your activity numbers. And it's counting the time over here. When you swipe over to the left, this is getting you into your track information, and you can scale it close or far. And notice the compass is right here built into it. Now, I don't know how this works, but supposedly you can import tracks that you've done before or routes that you already have, and you can align yourself to follow the track, and you'll see that in the little arrow, right? But here, we're just getting it as a basic compass, and that little arrow will always point to the north. And this is just part of your overall workout when you're using an activity that takes advantage of the GPS, because you get the compass associated with that location tracking information as well. Too short to record, which I figured it would be, but that's something really fun that shows you how that whole compass works together with the workout system. Now let's switch over to the GloryFit app and check out the interface between the watch and the app. Hey, it changed faces. Well, the Stratos 2 Ultra uses the GloryFit Pro app. We've reviewed that many times. That's what the thumbnail looks like when you search for it in the Google Play Store. After you install it, you open it, you pair the watch, you get it all connected, you synchronize the data, you land in your home page, and this is basically what it looks like. You've got your step count by hour for the day, today's data, and it tells you a bit about it in incremental entries here. You have your overall heart rate. You can check at any time what your heart rate is at any particular measurement cycle, and you'll see a breakdown of where you have been throughout the whole day from resting up to extreme in terms of heart rate. When you hop into sleep, now you got that big sleep chart we saw on the watch actually, and we can touch on it and it'll show you the time window and how many minutes you were in these different zones. And it changes to yet a different color, a light blue, to let you know which one you're looking at. So if you're studying your dreams and you can check on exactly where you are, 19-minute dream between 6:23, 6:42, just before waking up. That's what I use as a good gauge to see whether or not these are fairly accurate. Was I dreaming just before I woke up? I should have a combination that looks like that. And yes, had a really nice dream. Didn't want to wake up. There's your sleep range information, sleep analysis it gives you with this app, and some sleep quality guidance in here as well. Day, week, month. Calendar lets you change to a different day at any particular time. Blood oxygen now, showing you the reading between 85 and 100, should be roughly between 95 and 100, and it's taking those regularly, and here's the data information on that. Stress, as I mentioned, I forgot to turn it on, otherwise I would have bar charts like this all the way from midnight forward, showing you the stress levels, and it'll show you where you are in your categories. That's an option, like all the others, that you can turn on here in the app. Ladies, your menstrual cycle information once you set it all up with date and period timing. You can get this kind of a chart and check it either on the app or directly in the watch itself. And that's pretty much what you have for your overall health. You go into sports, and now you could activate something from here that'll tie into the GPS and the phone for your activities. Or you can go into areas where you've done some before, and should be showing that here, total distance traveled. These are the different cycle activities that I had done. And so it'll track all of that stuff. But as you can see, you have a bunch of other things, and there's 170 different workout activities that you can tie into with this particular watch. Not all of them will invoke GPS, of course. Only the main ones will get that module working for you. Go over to device now. You see where the Stratos 2 Ultra gives you basic information. The watch face market. These are the always on faces, and right now, oh, it went off. You saw that always on face is kind of the colorful broad one. That's one of the other ones I hadn't showed you before that's in here. These are all of them. So you can pick any one of these that you would like. They're a nice selection. And then the regular watch faces, you have a good selection in here as well. These are the recently updated ones, and they're brilliant, colorful ones that work really well with an AMOLED screen. And by the way, when it gets to the end, there's that one I downloaded that was the astrological chart. When it gets to the end of the listing, make sure you hold it up a little bit longer and give it a chance to bring in some more. It's not done until it's really, really done. There are pages and pages and pages of faces in here. I love that one. Look at that flame. Okay, let's just put it in there for the fun of it. Downloads it, syncs it, and it looks like this. And here you go. Flame. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, and that's just recently updated. Look at all the other categories you've got. And each of these are extensive as well. They've done a really, really nice job of populating the watch face market here with great quality watches. You got SMS reminders and smart alarms that you can set up, incoming call reminders. Your health monitoring is where you want to enable all of these different things. That's the one I didn't have enabled, but it is now. Make sure you have those on. If you want to track that, each and every one of them is going to take a little hit on your battery. So if you're not needing blood oxygen or sedentary reminder, turn them off. You'll get longer battery life that way. App reminders and so forth. There's where you can set up world clock, different cities that you can check on the watch. SOS call, your device settings, the raise your wake. A lot of these things you can set in the watch as well. Find your watch. There's the speaker test again. Has good high frequency to it too. Hey, come back here. There you go. So you have a find your phone, find your watch, back and forth, either way. Screen timeout and language choices are in here. Firmware update, and that's about it there. Then there's you. Your weekly exercise information summary is in here. Your overall unit settings can be done here. You can follow the system or set 12 or 24-hour display for time, weekly reports, and so forth. System settings basically tells you what version we're on. You can log in, log out, and of course you can delete your account and uninstall the watch if you'd like to as well. So here we are, the Zeblaze Stratos 2 Ultra. Beautiful watch, nice design in the body, lots and lots of capabilities, and it's now correctly changing watch faces every time I twist my wrist. You can get this guy from AliExpress, may even have more buying sources for you. So check the show notes for the direct link over here, as well as possible other places and coupon discounts. And I just found out that Banggood's going to be carrying this one as well, which is great news. Currently in flash sale, even a lower price. If it falls out of that by the time you're watching this, make sure you check the show notes for a coupon discount to bring it back down. And please use the link in the show notes. That'll get you over there. Alrighty, that's it for the basic review. But as I promised, I'm going to do some thermal imaging so we can check out how well this particular watch performs frozen and cooked. Here we go. Now, we've used this little puppy once already, recently when we reviewed the Cosbet Tank S2. Brand new, super hardened to the same MIL standard specs as this Zeblaze Stratos 2 Ultra smartwatch. So I'm excited to see how it will perform on the freezing and heating with this particular watch. This is the box it came in. There's a big, nice unboxing and discussion about this one in that other review and in a standalone review. I'll have a link in the show notes for you. And a lot of information in the show notes on how you can pick this puppy up, because they send it out here with the intent that once you see it, you're going to love it. Wow, I was just getting ready to do the experiment and I had the camera upside down, and this is what it looks like above me. Ceiling fan, and that's the roof. Wow, look at the thermal going on there. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to start with the watch. Now, the hardening, the MIL standard specs, all of that stuff apply to the watch and not to the bands. You guys that get upset when people drive trucks over the watch, and the watch does fine, but the bands are shredded. Take the bands off first. You don't need to freeze and cook and cut and explode things around the bands. Just know that these are like silicone rubber bands. They are not MIL spec certified. However, the watch module is, right? So we've got all of the fancy sealed aspect of this. It should certainly be waterproof. Temperature-wise, now we're going to check that with the camera here. We're going to have it on this stopwatch. Well, actually, that time right there. We also have the always-on time, but I want to switch it over to an actual stopwatch. It's been running for 16 hours. Let's reset everything and start it up. We did this before. When I dropped it in water the last time, it went back to the watch face. We'll see what happens right now. But first of all, we got a bowl. We got ice. I'm going to put it in here right now, and we'll let it start chilling down. Yeah, same thing. It's going into the always-on mode on this one. So we'll leave it there. We're going to put this in the freezer in a moment. But first, let's pick this up. Play with the camera a little bit. There you go. There's the bowl. And of course, it's automatically adjusting the temperature. I can bring up the scale here and turn that on and show you in Fahrenheit. It's going between 38 and 85 and everything that it's 89 and everything that it's seeing in the picture. If you want to see specifically where the watch is right there, you see it coming through the water, I can turn a point on like this and tap right there, and it'll give me the temperature, 53.8 it's saying. Come over to an ice cube. You can see, I'll try to get that in the darker area. There we go, 38, 39 degrees and such. That's the surface of the water most likely, because the ice cubes themselves should be about 32. Come out here and you're seeing that we're the surface here is about 87.4, and of course I'm registering in here right now 94.5. Oh, look at my smart rings on there too. It is just so fun to play with this thing. There we go. And I'm going to switch over to a rectangle, and I'm going to draw a rectangle here over the watch. Now look up above. It's saying my temperature within the rectangle, average, maximum, and minimum are there. Get over here to an ice cube. Capture that. Average, max, min. Because a little bit of it is catching the edge over here, 81 degrees down to 37. So you have lots of different ways with circles and things, lines that can give you an overall temperature. But I digress, because we are here to take a look at the survivability of this watch. Already underwater, not 10 ATM. We're not 100 meters underwater, but we are a little bit, so it's surviving that part. Now let's freeze it a little bit harder. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? Let's set things up. Let's get us a little rectangle on here. What do you say? Okay. Wow, it's 103 degrees above my head right now. 92.87 is the low. No wonder I'm sweating here. But we have a watch under ice for quite a while now. and we're going to dig it out and check it out. It's kind of lightly frozen, not really solid. There we go. Wow, okay, a little shell on top of it. Let's check it out as we're doing this. I'm going to flip it around, get a temperature reading. 35, 54. There it is inside here. It's good to have the single point, isn't it? So let's turn that off. There we go. And let's come back to a point and get the point reading on there. 37 at the surface of the watch. All right, I'm going to dig in here and pull it out. Wow, the lights were lit on the back. Here's our temperature and behind it. There we go, 30, 45. Yeah, it feels cool. So we got it down to roughly freezing. Now you notice you can't see the dial, but because we're seeing thermal energy right now. But you can see the dial, of course, on the regular camera. And the screen is starting to fog up already. Wow, yeah, that is chill. That's a cold watch. Oh, you want to see the stopwatch. Okay, let's slide down, slide over, bring it up. 1 hour and 8 minutes it's been underwater. Not too shabby. Okay, let's hit it with some heat and try that extreme. Now for the heat, let's try something a little bit different. I need another hand, but I'll turn the water on here on the bathroom sink on hot, and we'll see what happens temperature-wise. Here we go. Oh, wow, that's fun. I didn't expect the watch to cover it completely, but I guess it is. And temperature-wise, what are we looking at? It's definitely warming up. Our P1 is right there. 127 degrees underwater. Wow, that looks really cool, doesn't it? The water's still churning and the watch is still running. We're hitting around 128 degrees. That'd make a cool screensaver or live wallpaper. Oh my God, there's so much you can do with the thermal camera. All right, we're gonna let it run for a while. Why not? What the heck? Beautiful. Wow. So it's coming in at about 135 degrees right now, hitting the surface, dissipating to about 132, around the edges 131. So calibrated wise, you can see on the right it's between 129, 133. Nice and warm. We haven't gotten as hot as we did in the other tests, up to 175 using the hair dryer. But nonetheless, this is pretty decent to give it a nice little warming test. All right, we'll turn the water off. Well, the sink is pretty full, and the watch underneath, you can see with this camera, that's my lights up above, has a bunch of bubbles on the surface, but the time is still ticking away. I'm going to have to move the watch to get it to drain, but just check out what it looks like. That is amazing. It constantly changes to adjust the colors to match the full spectrum. Here we go. Draining out, and now I got a hair in the... That's embarrassing. Ignore the hair right there. Here's the watch on the thermal camera. You can't see the thermal camera. There's the watch. There's the thermal camera. And we are at 126 degrees or so. And of course, the watch is working just fine. We're going to cool it down a little bit. Notice that the water is black now coming out because that's cool water. There, I pushed the watch underneath it. And we're chilling it down a little bit. And bringing it back to room temperature. So it has survived without any problem whatsoever. And this is nowhere close to the MIL standard specs for temperature or for dunking underwater. But it's a fun test of this fun little camera, huh? The Thermal Master P2. Once again, here's how you can get it. You can get it directly from their website with the link bit.ly/thermalmaster. Using that coupon, you'll get an extra 10% off of whatever price you've got after you put it in your cart. You can pick it up directly from Amazon, and again, they've got discounts as well, and our special code will apply to your Amazon checkout, or you can pick it up from eBay, and again, you can use our coupon code. So there you have it. What fun! You got the Zeblaze Stratos 2 Ultra with all of its capabilities and a fun little Thermal Master P2 revolutionizing the thermal camera market all together in one video. Oh, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.